The reason why you're seeing it now is because the enrollment period for these teachers is upon us. In fact, they've already enrolled. So we would like to, again, offset the cost of out-of-pocket expenses upon the successful completion and certification of National Board Certification. It is an incredibly rigorous process, and it's not just that one teacher. It really takes a team of teachers as they work together in their schools. But it really benefits kids. It raises the standard of teaching for our classroom teachers and for colleagues alike. So I recommend that the board would consider and approve a $500 stipend for those teachers.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Okay. Motion, need a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second. All in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, discussion and possible action on sale of surplus board property.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the property that has been surplused and a bid has been received on the old board office. I recommend that the board take the action necessary to accept the bid.
Is it still 90,000?
The bid amount is still the same.
Yes, sir.
Still 90,000.
Yes.
Praises for.
It's been extended to the 12th, which is Wednesday.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay. Have a motion, need a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All vote present. Motion carries.
I opposed. I didn't vote.
You opposed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Next item on the agenda is discussion and possible action on surplus of 3 mobile units at the Oak Park High School.
There are 3 double wides mobile units at the high school. One is actually, Larry, fairly good condition, is it not? These, especially the mobile units, are going to deteriorate quickly. Even if in some scenario that the old Shelly Park High School was available for occupancy, there's really no need for the number of population that we have to have those exterior units. KDE does not smile on mobile homes, or rather, I'm sorry, the modular units. I would recommend that we go ahead and surplus those, put those out for sale, or have our realtor put them up for sale and have them removed from our premises. Again, they're going to deteriorate rather quickly.
They're the ideal thing for kids to see them empty, rocks, and you know that's just it. That's just it. They'll be vandalized very quickly. Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Where does the money go for this?
General fund.
These are already damaged, right? Pretty much.
I'm sorry?
They're
Oh,
pretty-
no, one of the 3, actually, they're all pretty decent, but
Yeah, there was 2 that's right on last year.
yeah, but one is in excellent condition. Would you, the board can, you can earmark money, I mean, if any proceeds. For instance, some of the discussion we had about the sale of the old board office, we need a bus. I mean, that's probably going to go a long way in us getting another bus. We haven't bought a bus in 2 years for our kids, or for our drivers too. But we can consider earmarking that money to a particular area. Did you have something in mind? Did you have something in mind?
For what? This money?
Yeah, the proceeds from the sale.
No, I'm just curious where money goes.
It just goes in the general fund.
Just curious.
I have a motion to surplus the 3 mobile units. I need a second.
I'll second.
Motion and second. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Under new business.
Yes, new business. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first one is the disaster relief for the request days that will go to the chairman, or rather, I'm sorry, the commissioner tomorrow once it's approved. And I do recommend its approval.
Okay, how many days are we asking?
Did you get that letter in there, Carolyn?
Yes.
So how many days are we asking for?
Is it 8?
8.
I believe 8.
8 days?
Yes. You can ask up to 10, but we're asking for 8.
So that would be 8 days in addition to maybe the 10 days they may grant us.
Yes,
Oh, that's
maybe
great.
in addition.
Yeah.
Again, that's commissioner's discretion, considering all things that are going on in the state. But these days that we're asking for are disaster days. They're not inclement weather days.
It has to do with the fly rocks.
It has to do with the Fly Rock incident.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we do that, yeah.
Okay, have a motion, need a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and a second, all in favor, indicate by saying aye.
All right.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is insurance decrease for Shelby Park High School building.
Mike, do you have a suggestion on this, or does it need to be in some sort of motion approval to decrease that, or how does that?
I mean, they're gonna act unilaterally to decrease it anyway, aren't they? I mean, I don't think you can vote if you want to, but you don't have to, because they're gonna decrease it. I mean, your only option, if you didn't like that, was just
Change.
cancel the coverage, but I assume you don't want to do that. So, I mean, you could vote to say yes, we're in accord with what they're gonna do, because they're gonna do it anyway.
Well, if we don't need to have it on for a motion.
You don't need to.
Okay.
I mean,
So
unless
should-
you're just, we're gonna cancel the coverage altogether.
We'll just move on to the snow plan.
Thank you. The snow plan, as I discussed in the working session briefly, but also had shared that with you on email, if everyone had an opportunity to take a look at that. Basically, we want to try to maximize the amount of time that we have for our students. And you know, when we call school for a couple of hours, or we call school off because of certain haulers in our community that still have ice and snow on them, and they do, there are about 8 that were listed there that will be included in the snow plan. That, you know, can go on for 2 or 3 days, when 80% of the student population can come to school or go on academic or extracurricular trips. So we're trying to address that. Does it affect our attendance? It has a possibility, but it didn't this last time that we kind of had a partial call. Some of our bus drivers and our transportation director, Greg Cornett, had gone out and looked at roads, and there were some turnarounds, which is mostly the case. That we were not able to go up into some haulers. It wasn't necessarily the hauler, but it was the turnaround. So we called those parents. According to this snow plan, or in accordance with it, parents will be called, and they will be given the option to meet us at the head of the hauler where we can pick up their kids, and that's where they'll be dropped off as well. But the parents will be called and contacted, and then there will be a list that is collected and documented that they were contacted, who was contacted.
The Saltwood on that, I can't remember. Saltwood, is it on that?
I believe it was.
If it is, do you ever realize you're dropping kids off on the 4-lane highway?
Up Saltwell?
No,
No, I didn't know that we don't drop, I mean, I didn't realize we drop, I'm not aware that we drop kids off on a 4-lane. Is this a report that you received?
Yep, that's on the video.
That would be interesting to see.
Saltwood.
It is Davella Road, Castle Branch, Saltwell, Peter Cave Road.
I mean, Saltwell's on 4-lane. I mean,
I don't know about, I mean, obviously the mouth of it is on the 4-lane, but that's not where we'll be dropping off. We won't drop off the kids unless there's somebody there to pick them up at the mouth of the holler. They're not going to be dropped off to stand or walk. And if parents are not there to pick them up, unfortunately, we've obligated ourselves to bring them back. And, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but we've obligated ourselves to bring them back until the parents can come pick them up and we can transport them home. But if we get 80% of the kids in here, of 2,000 kids, I mean, we're still talking about 1,700 kids that you can get into school.
well,
It
that's a
doesn't.
perfect attendance for those that, because you take, like Davis Branch, I had, that is a very long side road. There's families up in there that does drive. What if they have perfect attendance? Our buses doesn't run. What happens? And the parent can't get them out because they don't have a vehicle.
Well, Davis is not on here. I know, but I'm sure.
Well, it hasn't been running up it anyways. It quit. Somehow or other.
And they have no runs up there?
Not, I think in the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, the bus did at one time. And then it was,
So how do they get on the bus if nobody drives and the bus doesn't go up
They
there?
lock it. Well, it's locked.
Do you know why the bus can't get up there? Or they just don't go up there? Okay, well, I'll check on it. That's all I can do. this point.
Any further